Hello, wizards, witches, and everyone in between. My name is Emma, and today I will be doing my Biblio games TBR. Alright, so little bit of a different setup today. I am house sitting. I don't have my bookshelves, but this room has insane natural light, so I kind of wish that I was here all the time. But let's just jump right in. I will link Mayana's video with the whole in-depth information on the Biblio games. This is my first time participating. Last time I was just kind of getting in, really into BookTube and Book Twitter. Last time back when they were called the BookTube games came around, so this is my first time doing it. I'm very excited. I am on team anti-hero, so if you are as well, let me know down below because that's obviously the superior team. The first challenge is homeroom, which is to read the group book. So my group book is Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. This is the second book in, what is this series called? I don't know, the Renegades series. It's the sequel to Renegades by Marissa Meyer. And if you somehow don't know, I did not enjoy Renegades. It was the book club pick for April for the book club I'm in, the Page Dwellers, and I think I gave it 2.5 out of 5. So I had no desire to continue the series, obviously, but here we are because I joined Anti-Heroes and then realized what the group book was. So we're doing this. I checked it out from the library because I'm not spending my money on it. I'm going into it positively. It sounds like I'm not, but I promise, I have hopes that it will be better than Renegades. Who knows? It'll be interesting, and I probably should read this first to get it out of the way. Sorry that I'm an actual mess. I just got home from work. I was gone all day. So anyway, next is Gym, and that is a format you typically do not read. And for this, I am going to, oh my god, I can't remember what it's called. So after the fourth book in the Archenemies series, there is a novella. I can't remember what the novella is called, so I'm very sorry. But I'm planning on reading the fourth book next month. And so the novella is in ebook format on Scribd. So that is what I will be reading. I don't typically read ebooks. Ebooks bother me, but since it's a novella, it's not going to be a huge commitment to the ebook thing. So that's what I'm doing for that. So I obviously don't have something to show you. Okay, Lunch, a book with a satisfying ending. For this, I'm going to read Inside the O'Briens by Lisa Genova. Lisa Genova is one of my favorite authors. She has written a couple books I like, specifically one that's in my top 10 books probably, and she writes fictional stories about actual diseases. Most notably, Still Alice was written by her, which is a fictionalized story about someone who develops Alzheimer's in her 40s, when that's typically something you get when you're much older than that. So I'm a psych major, almost done with my master's in psychology, so obviously that kind of stuff is very, very interesting to me. And this book is about someone with Huntington's disease. And it follows the story of a middle-aged man named Joe who is a police officer, and he finds out that he has Huntington's, which is incurable and just a really tragic neurodegenerative disease. I pick this as a satisfying ending. I'm assuming the ending's going to be sad, but I feel like it's going to be satisfying. By the end of it, him and his family will come to terms with his diagnosis or something like that. So I'm going satisfying as in a good ending, not necessarily a positive happy ending. Okay, the next challenge is Alter Ego. And for this one, you're supposed to have someone from a different team pick your book, and I'm very excited. My friend Audrey, who was in my Hunger Games video with me, she is doing this readathon as well. It's her first readathon, and she is on Team Superhero. So I had her pick a book for me, and she loaned me her copy of 5 Feet Apart by Rachael Lippincott. She recently read this and she absolutely loved it, and she doesn't typically read YA, especially YA contemporary, and so I trust her opinion on this like a lot. And she liked this like 10,000 times more than she thought she would. And can we just appreciate this cover really fast? Like, it's gorgeous. So based on the synopsis of this, sorry, my dog's coming over. Lucy, hey. Hey, come here. Hi. Hello. This is myself and my parents' dog, Lucy. She is everything. So this book is about a girl named Stella who has problems with her lungs, and a guy named Will who I'm assuming also does, but basically, like, to prevent risk of infection, people have to, like, she needs to stay away from people, hence the title 5 Feet Apart. And that's all I know. I don't know much about this at all, but I'm really excited because recently I've read contemporaries that I actually really, really love, so it's a nice feeling. So I'm hoping this will do the same thing for me. All right, the next prompt is moral ambiguity. So for this, you're supposed to read a trashy YA book, and it's kind of hard to define trashy, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings with the book I chose, but I'm going to go with A Quarter of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, just because some people do think it's trash and some people love it. Like I've mentioned on my channel before, I'm very excited to see what I think of it. I'm going into it with a very open mind, and I'm really hoping to enjoy it. So we will see. Literally all I know about this first book is that it's like a loosely based Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's marketed as a young adult book when people are saying it should be a new adult book. That's it. But you guys probably know more than I do about what it's about. Last but not least is Witty Banter 101. And for this, you're supposed to pick a book with comedy. And this one was hard because I don't really know if books are funny unless I've read them already. So I messaged Hannah from Snow White Reader because I am dying to read The Raven Boys, and she told me that there's like subtle humor in it, which is good enough for me. Good enough to count for this prompt. So I am going to be reading The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. To be honest, I don't know anything about what this book is about. Nothing whatsoever. And I like that. I'm just excited I've just heard it's a good book. So I'm very excited to dive into it, and we'll see. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what team you're on if you are participating in the Biblio games as well. And I wish us all luck, and I hope we read a bunch of pages. June's gonna be interesting for me because I will most likely be packing up and getting ready to move in July. I will be finishing my second to my last class for my master's degree, and I believe I'm getting my wisdom teeth out in June. So I'm probably not going to be reading towards the end of June, so I need to try and knock out this TBR as early in the month as I possibly can. Okay, that's enough for me. We're done here. I'll talk to you guys later.